Now you're back in the saddle. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
As always, you're my favorite guest, so I'm happy that we get to spend some time chatting about some new things that have just happened.
Okay, I'm excited.
Me too. For those of you who don't know, actually, I don't think anybody knows this, so we just got back from New York.
Yeah, no one has any reason to know that we were in New York.
Yeah, well, unless you follow us.
Yeah.
But,
Our personals.
yeah, we just got back from New York. What were we doing out there?
We went to New York because my brother and I were doing a Hyrox.
A Hyrox. And now you're a Hyrox athlete.
And now I'm a hybrid rock star.
Hybrid rock star, baby.
It was so embarrassing after Brett's walking around. You're my hybrid rock star.
Oh, yeah. I was so pumped.
It's like the lamest sounding thing ever when you say it like that.
No.
Yes.
No, it's pretty cool, especially because you're pregnant, which we're going to talk about. I want to start at the very beginning, and by that I mean, what made you even want to decide to do a Hyrox?
Okay, well, going back further than even the beginning of beginning.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hyrox is kind of popping off right now. It's just very popular. Running is getting more popular as well. And I think our last race that we did together, you and I, was the 50K.
Yeah.
And I think I was just a little burnt out from distance.
Just running.
Yeah, just straight running.
To be fair, we did do a Hyrox together.
Well, this is what I was going to say, is that Hyrox started piquing my interest around that time. But then you had friends that were doing a Hyrox and invited us to tag along.
Yeah.
And so you and I went out for doubles. But you were deathly ill.
Yeah, that was so sad.
It's
It's still so sad because, like, I woke up that day. I think I had a fever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm just going to still do it. And the entire day I was just dreading
Our
the
race
entire
wasn't even
experience.
until, what time, like 3 or 4?
It was like 4:30, I think.
And so all day you just looked miserable. I was like, oh, this is going to be a long day. Like, we were so much time even leading up to
I know.
our showtime.
But we started off.
We started.
Ended after sled pulls.
Yeah, so we got 3 events in. We got the skis, sled push, and sled pull with the kilometer run in between each.
Yeah.
But poor Brett, like, you just know he's so competitive.
It was really frustrating. It was sad.
And I know you were feeling bad, but I kept telling you I'd rather us just pick it up a different time, or,
I know, but it's just
or at
like,
least walk. Like,
yeah.
you wanted to do so well. I'm like, we literally can finish this if you just walk.
That's probably true.
And we just go slow.
Yeah.
But it's either fast or nothing
Yeah.
in your mind.
I do have an issue with that sometimes.
So for this case, it was nothing.
Yeah.
But we got some experience, and that was in February. So at the time, I was like 6 weeks pregnant. I was super early.
Yeah. Really, really,
And I
really
remember,
early on. You didn't even show.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd hope not. 6 weeks. And so at that time, I'm thinking like, oh, it's kind of sick. I'm doing a Hyrox, 6 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pregnant.
Boom.
And then, yeah, obviously we didn't get to finish it, but I really like the environment. And then it didn't come back up around until my brother's like on his fitness journey, you can say.
He's killing it. He's doing great.
He's crushing it. And now he's running, which is great. So Blake actually talked me into doing the Salt Lake Half, which was in April, and then also signing up for the Hyrox in New York, just because he doesn't like to do anything alone. Like, literally most, like, needs companionship ever, which is fine. But that's how I got talked into both of those, because I really didn't have an expectation, or like, I wanted to keep working out throughout pregnancy, but I wasn't really expecting races necessarily.
Yeah.
But with him being like, do the half marathon, sign up for the Hyrox, I don't want to go to New York by myself, I was like, okay. I fall into peer pressure.
I honestly, though, I think it's amazing, like, you even considered it, because I don't know, I've seen many pregnant women in my day, and a lot of them I don't think would want to do something as grueling as a Hyrox.
We also have to keep in consideration that I've had a very smooth pregnancy.
That's true. Yeah.
If I was little Miss Sicky all the time and nauseous every day, throwing up every day, like, this probably would have looked very different. I don't know if I would have also been able to get myself to sign up for a Hyrox or a half or anything.
I don't know. I might disagree with you, because you had days, you had streaks of days where, like, you couldn't work out. You were fatigued. You were tired.
That's my biggest thing is fatigue. That's such a dumb thing.
You're creating a life form. So
I feel like I should always be able to work through that. I'm like, I just feel lazy. It's so stupid.
No, it's not stupid.
Dumb sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, like, the fact that I think that you committed to it and you signed up, I know you, and you're like, okay, well, it's on the calendar, so I'm just going to show up and do it. That's another big thing is like you didn't really set expectations. The only goal was to finish.
Right.
Why is that important to you?
You got to finish what you start. That's why I always try to keep a race on the docket, because then I'll feel pressure. Like I said, I'm a sucker for peer pressure. Not with like drugs and stuff, but
not the bad stuff.
Not bad things, but I do tend to. I was telling you this yesterday. This is so embarrassing. It doesn't go anywhere else, everybody.
Yeah, this is a podcast. This is a secret.
Super private conversation. No, I joke that like everything is just like for the plot. You know, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like Hyrox at 6 months. That sounds cool for someone else to do. Like, I want to be cool. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, being a pilot sounds cool. I want to sound cool. I'll be a pilot.
It's like all these side quests we're doing. We were talking about that. It's kind of funny, though. Like, I don't know. I mean, it shows a lot about who you are. Like, you're going after these difficult things even when it's not easy. Mm-hmm. Like, one of my favorite conversations that you and I had leading up to Hyrox is we were talking about hard things. Like we sometimes do. I mean, we commonly talk about that. I was like, what conversation are you even talking about? It's a Rossell household. It tends to come up, but we were talking about it, and like, I have something I want to say after your Hyrox that you said that kind of ties into this a bit. But before we get there, you said that you were doing a hard thing in a hard season, and that for me just like. One, it inspired me because I was like, okay, well, I think I try and just do hard things because things are going well in my life right now. Especially when things are going well in my life. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll go out and run 20 miles on the weekend, or I'll sign up for that 50K race. But, you know, when I start a new job, or like when we have our little baby, like it's going to be hard, you know, and it's going to be more challenging, I think, to be more consistent during those times than it is when life's going good, when things are easy, and you know, when you have confidence, when your body's not hurt or injured, or you're not 26 weeks pregnant. Like, and I think a lot of the times we try and talk ourselves out of doing hard things because everything else is so easy. But when you said that, like, I'm doing a hard thing in a hard season, why does that matter? And why did you want to do something like that? Because you still actively chose it. So many people have told you, like, oh, yeah, like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do a Hyrox. You can drop
parents.
That. I know. I didn't want to call them out.
You can just say quit, Dina. I was like, Dina, that's like makes me not want to quit even more. It's like saying I quit. Yeah. I just give them crap. But I know it's because they care so much. And they care about baby. My family, too. My mom and brother are like, okay, well, make sure you don't land on your stomach with burpees. I'm like... Duh. Like, guys, I am the one that's most concerned. Right. Like, thank you. It just cracks me up. Of course, I'm like thinking about all these things. Yeah. But I think most people are supportive. I think most people are excited and like think that's neat and are excited to see what you can do. Yeah. But
one thing I want to call out, you never once considered it.
Quitting?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well,
I love that about you. That's so hot.
It's so ridiculous. But doing the hard thing in the hard season, I think that's when like you really like you learn resilience and like the lessons that we want to learn when we're doing a hard thing, like it's that much more prevalent when you are already in a hard season. And what I mean by that is I honestly, for some reason, feel like I do better when I'm in a hard season, when I choose to do a hard thing. But I think the reason is I'm thinking about it so much more because I'm planning so much more. I have to be so much more engaged and actively putting it in my schedule and so much more intentional. I think when everything is going well, I'm like, usually I can just show up and get things done because I've been able to be consistent enough. But when it's something that is difficult and a hard time, I'm like visualizing every chance I get. Like every time I'm going to sleep, I'm picturing how the race is going to go. I'm going to picture like it is so weird, but I get hyper fixated on it because I already know it's going to be difficult. Like I don't think I can just wing it the way I would if it was an easy season. Yeah. And so if you're going through a hard time or like circumstances aren't in your favor, I think it just puts that much more energy into it and so much more like planning and all those things that I kind of enjoy that because then I kind of become obsessed with it in a way that I don't when everything's going smooth.
Yeah.
And so this situation's a little bit different because being pregnant, like I have had really hard days, of course, and I don't make it to the gym all the time, or like my workouts suck. But
You've had days where you've been stuck in bed.
yeah, so weird. Pregnancy's weird.
Yeah, and then the next day you're great.
Yeah,
It's so strange.
weird. But I also I almost feel like I'm doing it for like our baby. So this is different where it's unique. Yes, I want to do the hard thing where I can be learning these lessons at this time and I can be like becoming the person I want to be by being consistent through it all. However, I think so much of the time I'm thinking like I want our kid to be thinking like I don't know if he'll ever think this, but I want to set that example early. Like I want Winston to be like, oh yeah, I did a Hyrox when I was 6 months in the womb, you know, half marathon at
when I was -3 years old.
Yeah, negative 3 months old.
Yeah.
And I just want that to like, and I know exercise is very important for baby's health, especially like the brain function and all these things. So I'm more motivated to exercise for his health on those hard days. But as far as like doing it at Hyrox and races, I think so much of it is I'm like trying to set the example so early of, hey, we don't, just because circumstances aren't perfect, that doesn't mean we're not going to try and push ourselves.
Yeah. That's huge.
Hopefully that made sense. I know I'm a rambler, but
that makes complete sense. I like, yeah, exactly that. It's like, because a lot of times in life, I've noticed this when, I mean, you know, I've struggled with depression many times, or like I right now am dealing with like 136 testosterone level. It's great. It's super high.
super duper
high. But like, even in times like that, like I still try to do difficult things because I don't want life to determine who I am.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me is I've seen many people in my life who have had something incredibly terrible happen to them. And then they seem to forget who they are because and I mean, I'm sure you relate to this a bit too with like your dad passing, like that grief can eat you away and it can kind of take the person who you were, put them on a shelf and now grief runs your life in a sense. And I could say the same thing about like when I was depressed, like depression could have run my life easily, but like I was making conscious choices every single day to be like, I'm still going to go work. I'm still going to go to the gym. I'm still going to show up for my wife, even when like things are hard. Not talking about those months.
You pulled through.
But yeah, like overall, like I am still deciding to do something difficult when life is saying that like life is handing me a hard card.
Okay, you said that so much better than me.
No.
But I agree. That's like a lot of that is what I was trying to get at in the sense of like you have to make those conscious decisions, and I think you're better because of it when you make those have to dial in so much more with your decision making and when things are difficult. But you're so right about grief and all like just life situations in general. It's so easy to lose yourself, and I hear that a lot with motherhood, and it scares me. I have like even just conversations with my sister-in-laws. It's like, make sure you're doing things for you because obviously you want to be a great mom and you want to be very present and you want to do all these things to be a good mom. And sometimes it's easy, I imagine, to lose yourself in being a good mom where all you are is a mom.
Yeah.
Like, so what are your interests? You have to continue to work out for yourself. You have to continue to read or like hang out with your friends sometimes or go on dates and whatever to be able to make sure that you're there for yourself. It's like the whole oxygen thing. Got to get oxygen on yourself before you can assist another person.
Right.
In order to be the best version of yourself for who you are loving and supporting and raising.
Absolutely. I think a couple things on that. First is like, one, I think you said it, but you will be a better mom because like you're still taking care of yourself. You're still being interested in the things that you are. And like for me, I want Winston to be like, hey, like, I don't know. I'm talking to him in the morning. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go for a run for a while. I'll be back. And then he comes back, or I come home, and he's like, well, how was it? Like, what was it like? I don't know if he'll say that, but I mean, like,
we're so ambitious. We're so ambitious that our kid's gonna like have so much interest in our hobbies.
Honestly, what'll probably happen is I'll come home.
He's like not gonna give a crap.
He'll be like, oh, let's play.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, cool.
He's gonna say, Dad, please don't go run.
Probably.
Hang out with me.
Yeah, and that'll be tough. That'll be a battle on its own. But like, I don't know. I mean, just to your point of setting the example early, and I feel like if you miss out on who you are by forgetting to do hard things, and I know that sounds weird. I think a better way to say it might be like, if you just let life push you like by, like kind of blow you in the wind, you'll miss out on opportunities to prove yourself and test yourself. And then soon enough, like, you'll become someone who like you didn't think you would be years down the line. And I think it's interesting we're having this conversation 3 months out for when we're supposed to have our baby, because like, yeah, it's kind of scary a little bit, but I think you and I are also both very determined to still do the things that we do. Like, and that might come at sacrifice now. Like, you know, you and I are sitting here on a Sunday at 3 p.m. recording this podcast, and now it might look like, okay, well, it's going to be at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night where I have an opportunity to record. But like, as long as you're taking those you're taking those steps to incorporate those things in your life, I think that's what makes you who you are, and that can make you show up best as a parent, or however else you want to, excuse me, show up in life.
Bless you.
Wow.
Bless you. I love how I was like, and you go on to say like how you're worried about schedule change. I'm thinking labor. That's why I was doing and you go on about how it's gonna be difficult to get our.
True. I mean, I don't really have to go through that part. I just have to be there for you, and yeah, I'm probably gonna freak out a few times.
You're for sure gonna freak out.
I'm not gonna let you see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be very stoic the whole time.
No. I mean, obviously, schedule change is going to be difficult. I imagine when the baby's a really baby, it just lays there. I'm sure our schedule won't change all too much.
Yeah, true.
But as kids grow up, things get difficult and you adjust. And in any season, you have to adjust. And you and I were talking about this today. I was like, I feel like it's going to might be difficult to get back to flying after we have our kids. But like luckily flying is a schedule where I can be a mom because I work at a company that has day trips. But I think about that all the time, where I love to fly. I obviously want to raise my kids, and that's like number one. But in this situation, luckily there can be a balance. And I think that's with anything in life, like finding the balance of things. Like right now it's difficult where I'm tired all the time. I'm sick sometimes, and I just don't feel like working out. And the balance might be I go for a walk instead of I try to get a run in and a lift. And so I think there's adjustments that can always be made and things to tweak. And I've learned that a lot during this season, because it's weird having the same like, what's the word? I don't know if like drive is the right word. Drive's not the right word. But the same passion to like do races and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the same decision making. Like I still want to do these things, and it's so weird being in a body that's not handling it the same way that it was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's strange.
And so it's
I can kind of relate to that a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I want to do these things. I've been able to do it. How come I can't run 8 miles without being in so much pain all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And so it's been a very hard adjustment. But I think in any season, there's going to be adjustments. Whether that you're doing great and you're flourishing and you're sprinting and you're doing all these cool things, great. Or it's a season that you got a new job and you're working really hard and it's mentally exhausting and it's affecting you physically. Or a baby and you're sleepy all the time. Whatever it is, adjusting to your new schedule and your reality, there's always things that you can be doing to further your progression. Whether that be small things that look so minor that it's easy to overlook, like getting outside, or it's a race or like a marathon, ultra, whatever.
Yeah. So
that's what I've been learning so far in the last 6 months. Adaptation. Very difficult. It's very hard to not be hard on myself. Every day I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa.
No,
Big
you
gal.
can't do that. No.
Well,
your belly's perfect.
Yeah, you love my belly.
It's so cool.
It is so weird.
I felt Winston kick like 6 times a day.
Yeah, Winston, he's a
little active boy.
Yeah,
it's because you're doing Hyrox.
Hopefully not because I'm just drinking caffeine. I have it in moderation.
Yeah, no, we follow the rules.
We do follow the rules.
But every now and then, hey, listen, it's fine.
He likes it. He told me.
Again, after a podcast, I always have a Coke.
I know. That's why I joined you.
Yeah. So I'm glad you did.
Thank you. But that has been a hard thing, is like seeing my body change and doing workouts that used to be, or like lifts and stuff that I'm like, oh, I used to be able to do this distance or this weight and now I can't.
Yeah.
It's been very hard not to get discouraged. So having little victories, like being able to accomplish a Hyrox, even though it's not like the pace I want, is still like a big win in a different season.
It's been really like admirable to watch, and
That's
I'm not
nice.
trying to hype you up because you're my wife and
do
everything. No, I mean honestly though, because we're gonna talk about Hyrox in a second, the actual race itself, because there's a few things I want to know. But the first being like before Hyrox even was a thing, before you went there and did the race, and like you said, you know, you would do lifts or you do exercises that used to be so easy, but now require so much more effort, or like you can't do them anymore because like you have a belly and it's hard to bend over. You probably shouldn't deadlift right now, you know? Like, I don't know what the rules are.
I'm sure it's fine.
But what's been really awesome to watch and really inspiring to me is like, you just say, okay, this is how it is now. Like, I can't do this. I can't do what I used to do. That's how it is right now. I'm going to adapt. And so like sometimes we're driving to the gym and you're like, yeah, what are you doing today, Brad, at the gym? Like, I got to lift and then run. And I say, what are you doing? And you're like, I got like my mommy stretches, and then I'll probably walk and, you know, do a few exercises. And like, you don't have a bad attitude about it. Like, you're not complaining. You're not saying like I have to do my mommy stretches. Like, I can only walk today.
My mommy stretches. Why are you saying it like that?
I don't know. I mean, that's what you call them. That's what I thought they were called.
I just made that up. I don't know. It's just mobility stuff that you're supposed to be doing, I guess. I don't know.
Either way, like, it's so impressive the attitude that you have during this time, because you and I have both talked about, if I was on the other side,
so
you'd be
grateful
going
you're the
through
dad.
hell. Yeah, you would be going through hell right now, and I probably would be too. And it's just,
it'll be fine.
You're a different kind of person who, instead of playing the poor me card or like, this sucks so bad, I'm just going to complain card, like, it's like, I'll try to make the most of it. We just watched Kung Fu Panda.
We did.
You know where I'm going with this? Master Oogway says a quote where he says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present.
Yes. Not do with anything. No,
I'm just saying, you treat every day like that. Like, it's like,
That's
you know,
nice.
every day's a gift.
Oh, you're saying I'm good at that?
Yeah.
That's very nice. And it's funny because it's sweet that you feel that way. Hopefully that means I'm not a big complainer. It's not easy like that all the time, like in my head, you know?
I'm sure.
Because it can be such a bummer, because some of those days I'm like going to go do my mommy stretches, and then the reason I'm walking is because I tried to run and it sucked. And so then now I'm walking. And it can be very discouraging to feel like my fitness is going down, or feel like because I see all these other pregnant women on social media and they're freaking doing marathons at 30 weeks pregnant, and not going to be me. Like, I'm going to do a 5K.
I feel like that's the 0.5% of all.
Yeah, I know
women.
that's super rare, but of course that's what you see.
Yeah.
And I feel like I actually don't consider myself like I compare a lot. Like, I don't think I do that all that often.
I don't think so.
But you notice it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more like impressed. Like, dang, especially now that I did a half marathon at 4.5 weeks pregnant. Then I was like, dang, that was hard.
4.5.
Sorry, months pregnant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no way, it was weeks.
4.5 months pregnant. And I was like, that was hard. I cannot imagine doing a full marathon. I have a whole new appreciation. Before I was pregnant, I was like, wow, these women are freaking ballers. Now I'm like, wow, they're literally superheroes. And it has been eye-opening to me, and I love to see it. But it is hard to be like, to not put myself in that category. I know every pregnancy is different. Every body is so different.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I can move, because a lot of people can be bedridden when they're pregnant.
True. Yeah. Everyone has it.
And who knows?
Maybe sometimes worse.
Maybe our next kid, I'm like deathly ill the entire time on IVs. Like, you never know
Right.
how each pregnancy is going to go. And so just the fact that I'm able to do these things, like, I think it'd be a sin to not be grateful that I'm able to move.
Yeah,
So.
that's a great way to look at it. And I think that's what I've seen fuel you a lot of the times.
Well, thank you.
Just your
That's
gratitude.
nice.
But let's go to New York.
Okay.
We're there now. By the way, I think I was more nervous that day
Than
you were.
nervous.
So
you're always nervous.
because Wednesday, Blake went into the city. He just wanted to go hang out. He likes the city. And I still had to work that day. And you and I decided, like, okay, we'll just go to your race because it starts at 4:50, so we'll leave a little bit earlier, like 2 hours early, 2.5 hours early. And that entire day, like, I was so nervous for you. I was sitting at my desk, like, trying to concentrate. And I was talking to people and stuff. I was glad I had a lot of calls because it made it go by faster.
I didn't know that you were that anxious.
I was just nervous. So, like, I was like, oh, man, I want her to do well. Like, I don't want her to hurt or anything like that. I was more nervous about, like, how your body would respond.
Yeah, that's what I was nervous about as well.
But what I loved is, like, as I'm there, I'm super nervous for you. You come out and you're like, hey, check out my outfit. What do you think? And I'm like, I love it. It's great. And you had these 2 braids on the back of your head and your green Hyrox shirt. And then,
back of my head.
And then, like, then you just, like, hung out. Like, it was like nothing fazed you. Like, you just, like, sat on the couch watching a movie and stuff while I was working. And then you got ready to go. And I was like, how are you feeling? You're like, yeah, I'm excited. It was, like, super nonchalant, and I loved it. But, yeah, so then we get to the venue. And I have butterflies, but you were just, like, cool as a cucumber.
You have butterflies.
Yeah, I was nervous for you.
You're so funny.
And then, yeah, so we just kind of get ready to go. And I guess I'll say this, and then I'll let you take over. Then it was like, what, 4:15, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go warm up. So you go behind stage, behind the scenes, and you're doing whatever Allie did. I couldn't be there with you, so you were just doing whatever you did. And, like, that time, that, like, 35 minutes from when you were about to start, I was like, heart was beating fast. Yeah, I know, like, every time a new group would run, because they start every 10 minutes, every time a new one would run, I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's like, she's so close.
You're so funny.
But anyways, so walk us through a little bit of race day.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, you make it sound like you were, like, on the edge of your seat. But
I was.
I was nervous because, yes, I also didn't know how my body was going to respond. You and I have talked about this a lot, obviously. Turns out your ligaments get loose. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Your pelvic just does whatever it wants. And running has been very difficult for me. And, like, the week before, I ran 8 miles just to make sure I could. I was like, I'm going to just test this out. Super slow. I could hardly walk for the next 3 days. I have such sharp pains in my pelvic region that is so, and, like, growing in my adductors. It's like, it feels as though, like, I literally.
You have a knife.
Yeah, I have a knife in areas that the knives aren't supposed to be. And it is, it's so painful, like, taking any steps.
Yeah.
And I was so worried that I was going to feel like that again. But most of me was, I'm okay with being sore. Like, don't care if my muscles are sore. If my pelvic is sore, then so be it. I don't care as long as I finish the race. I just didn't want that to happen during the race. That's what I was most nervous about. I just wanted to finish so bad. I don't care how slow I am. I don't care about anything. I just want to be able to complete it. I hope and pray that means that I don't feel like I have a knife anywhere that's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was most worried for. So, yeah, day of, leading up, I was just doing a lot of my stretches, taking it easy. The day before, I was with my brother, and we're, like, walking around New York. We walked for, like, 10 miles.
I know.
And it messed me up. And I was so nervous because I was like, I only walked.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to feel all those same sharp pains. So I was very nervous in that aspect, going in already feeling like maybe.
A little nervous.
Maybe it's going to give out on me.
Yeah.
But I taped up my belly with some KT tape, which I really don't like KT tape because I can never take it off. My skin's too sensitive. But
it is very sticky.
It is so sticky. But I was just telling myself that's going to help. And I felt like I get made fun of a lot because I am pretty nonchalant about big things, I feel like. And
I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
If I was going for time, I think I'd be way more nervous.
Yeah.
If I was like, I have to go like this pace all the time. My goal was to keep it slow, steady, and accomplished because I knew that I didn't want to burn out. I didn't want my heart rate to get crazy high where I'm feeling uncomfortably fatigued to a fault. Like I was like,
you didn't even wear a watch, by the way.
I know, that's why. And I was like, I'm not going to wear my watch. I'm not going to know what time it is. I'm not going to know what my heart rate is. I'm going purely off feeling.
Yeah.
I want to feel strong the whole time. I don't want to feel like I'm on the brink of death. If like how you do if you're actually going for speed.
Yeah.
And so that was my goal. And I was like, I just want to be like smiley, enjoy it, and just like be there for the vibes. So I talked myself down a lot with those type of thoughts. And that kind of how it can be, except for it's funny because when I was in the warm-up area, I'm like talking to these other ladies and I realized I don't know like anything about Hyrox. I was like, okay, can you guys tell me like what this map is like? And also what weight are we doing? Like lunges were, you had a 10-kilo sandbag on you and.
Is that 25 pounds or something?
I don't even know how many pounds it is, but I was doing way heavier in my training thinking it was supposed to be like 30 kilos or something. I was like,
yeah, you did actually. You did like 25 kilos.
Yeah. But when I got there, I saw 10-pound sandbags. So I started talking to this girl. I was like, what weight is sandbags and wall balls? Like, what are the weights for these things? Because I should have paid more attention. So she's like, oh, just pick the lightest one. I'm like, okay. And so
that was her advice. Always just pick the lightest one.
She's like, if you're doing women's open, it's the lightest of the options. If you're doing mixed doubles, it's heavier. And then pros are like heavy. And so she's like, whenever you get to a station, just choose the lightest weight. I was like, okay. So I went kind of like not really knowing what to expect. I did heavier weights, yet I didn't do as many.
Yeah.
Turns out it takes like 120 lunges to accomplish that distance. And so that obviously like kind of crushed me. And my adductors are the things that are always messed up. So leading into it, I was more curious than anything else. I'm like, I'm just going to take it super slow. I'm going to try to keep my pace very steady. I thought that I was going to have to walk a lot more. I was anticipating having to walk on some laps. Yeah. I was actually pretty stoked that I was able to jog all of them, even though it was a very slow jog. But yeah, I think I was able to accomplish my goal of just keeping it slow and steady. And I try to have fun with it. I give you a little dance every so often.
I know, that was my favorite. I loved that.
I knew you were so worried. Like, I could tell that you were like, every time I'd glance over at you, you're like, giving me thumbs up. Like, are you good? Are you good? I'm like, oh my gosh, relax. And so I wanted to make sure. I lost my voice
pretty quickly, too, because I was just like, I wanted you to hear me.
You were screaming a lot.
I was screaming.
So I wanted to make sure you're comfortable, so I try to keep it lighthearted. Yeah. Which is so funny. It's going to be interesting to see how you are when I'm delivering a child.
I'll be very stoked. I'm telling you. I'm already
stoked. I want you to be excited.
Excited, but I mean, like, when things are happening. Yeah. And they're, like, rushing over to do something, I'm just going to be like, hey, all right, I'm here. I'm here.
A steady presence.
Yeah, steady presence. But very excited.
But, yeah, so I think I felt pretty good throughout the whole thing. Going into it, I was nervous, but I was pretty excited. Yeah. I knew I could move all the weights. I just didn't know how fast I could. So
I love it.
That was interesting.
Okay, so the thing I was going to mention when we were talking about a little bit earlier, the attitude piece. Even when you're doing something hard, like Hyrox or like the burpees, which I would probably say might have been the hardest for you. You might think differently, but
yeah, burpees and lunges. Burpees suck just because. Well, burpees. I can't jump.
I mean, it looked hard.
I just can't jump to save my life. And it was just so humbling. I literally didn't even train that because I was like, I'll just figure out what happens when I get there. I was like, I hate jumping so much that I didn't even train the jumping because I hate it so much. So, yeah, that was interesting. And then, of course, everyone is supposed to go chest to floor, and I can't do that. So I had a modification of chest or belly to floor. So it was like kind of like a weird. Everyone's like laying on the ground taking a breather, and I'm like struggling, trying not to touch my belly. Yeah. It was weird.
Someone was like, it looks like it's harder for her because like she has to hold that position
instead of like go all the way floor.
Down. But anyways, during the burpees piece, like you finished half of it and then you were halfway through the second part and you just stood there and you like started dancing and stuff and you were smiling, and I was like, I love that because this is like the hardest part of the race. Everyone says burpees or after burpees is when the race starts, right? And like here you are just enjoying your time rather than hating everything that's
probably
happening.
why I was doing that. I'm probably like, I hate this so much. Let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, let me just dance.
Like, I need a breather. I'll just give him a little jig.
I'll just dance. I love that.
So I think maybe that was a way of me catching my breath for a second too. But
hey, either way, it worked.
Yeah. I think positive attitude changed your whole outlook on things. Like, I was struggling so bad on burpees. Like, I just hated it so much, and the distance felt so much longer than I expected.
Yeah.
And it was just taking forever. And I knew that I was gonna be in my head, like, this freaking sucks. Like, you do 3 jumps, and you're like, wow, I got like the whole thing still to go.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that really pulls me out of that is like, okay, try and have fun, try and enjoy it. It's just for like short term. So I think throwing in a little dance or chalking you guys a little bit or whatever is what's going to kind of pull you out of that negative headspace of, okay, I literally hate my life right now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, that's something I'm still working through. Like, I struggle with that quite a bit.
You lock in so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm very much the opposite. I need to lock out.
Yeah.
I need no
Step
thoughts.
on the outside.
Yeah, I need no thoughts in order to accomplish hard things. Because if I get into my thoughts, then I'm thinking of every step, every breath, every heartbeat. I'm like over analyzing everything. So it's better for me just to not know what's going on. My body just take over.
That's smart. I need to be more like that.
No, it works different for everybody.
Yeah, that's true. But then if something goes wrong, it eats at me.
Yeah, which is normal, I would say.
I know. I'm trying to work through it, though. So when you crossed the finish line, how'd you feel?
Great. I mean,
Relief?
This is why I think people think I'm like pretty nonchalant. Because I'm like,
Felt
I was
pretty good?
expecting to finish it. So, like, cool.
I'm going to put up a picture of you holding your little tag right here.
Dun, 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 dun. I will say I am a little, this thing I'm most disappointed in is I accidentally skipped a lap. And I will confess it here. I wasn't going to confess it to anybody.
Wow.
But
being open.
I'm very vulnerable right now. It was hard because you pass the in sign to go into your workouts. You enter on the 3rd lap. And so, I guess the 3rd time you pass it. So it's like 2 laps, but you pass it 3 times. It's kind of like a weird thing. And I remember I was like coming up on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I do 1 or 2 laps? And I'm like trying to think it over. I was trying to remember the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't remember. And I was like, I'd rather take a penalty and
then do another lap.
than to do a 3rd lap, like an
Yeah.
additional lap, especially because running's the thing that hurts my body the most.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, I'll just go in and work out. And then I found out it was a freaking 7-minute penalty. I thought it was gonna be 2 minutes or something. I was like, well, that's like pretty comparable. 7 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, but so it was pretty discouraging because I know I could have, like, I had enough in me at the end of the race that I could have done multiple more laps, you know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't out of like, I'm tired, I'm just gonna take the penalty.
It's fair.
I'm just bummed that I missed it because I wanted to do the whole thing like thoroughly. I just got confused.
Well, now next time you're gonna crush that time.
And then my brother accidentally did an extra sled pull. It's like you gotta like pay attention to stuff because like you zone out for a second and you're like, dang, was that 5 or 6 pulls?
And no one's telling you.
Yeah, the judges are just making sure you're not stepping out of the boxes, that you're like doing the workout correct, but you're counting for yourself. And you don't even know that you did it wrong until at the end when you see that you have a penalty and your little tracker is the thing that tattletales. And so you have no idea until you run across the finish line. You're like, oh man, I didn't even know I missed that. Or, you know, so it's like kind of, that's a bummer.
But
I just
only
need
goes
to,
up from here.
Yeah, I need to focus up a little bit more. The wall balls were the last workout, and wall balls are my worst. My hips are like the least flexible thing in the world. And I was like, I cannot get low. Like, I'm so sorry. I saw this girl before me, and she crushed it. She was like bouncing on that thing. Like, she butt to the floor. Like, she only needs 90 degrees, and she was crushing it. And that is a thing I want to work on before my next Hyrox is mobility for sure, because that was the hardest part.
Belly.
Yeah, I won't have a belly. So the wall balls were like killer at the end, which made it that much better getting across the finish line.
I'm sure.
Being like, oh, thank heavens, I hate wall balls. And then I wasn't getting low enough, so then it'd be a no rep. So I probably did like 115 wall balls because I kept getting no reps.
Just get stronger. That's all it's doing for you.
It was so frustrating. But it was definitely a good feeling crossing that line because the goal was to finish it. And like secretly you always have secret goals, you know?
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect. Like I had no time frame. I was like, I could be an hour and a half. I can be 3 hours. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like what to expect. So my goal was under 2.5. And then my secret second goal that I never tell anybody is under 2 hours if I was like feeling good. So I kind of was in the middle of those. I
feel like you would have gotten under 2 hours even like if you had that extra lap.
If I got the lap in. Because my official time was like 1:57, my time was 1:57, but then I got the 7-minute penalty. So I feel like I could have ran that one lap within 3 minutes, you know?
For sure.
So I feel like it could have been under 2, but my official time was 2:04 because of the penalty, which is a bummer. But
still impressive though.
But we gotta remember I wasn't going for time. And I had to tell myself that every second because I am such a person who looks at time all the time. Hence why I didn't wear my watch.
Yeah,
so
I admire it. I would have for sure looked at my watch.
You wear your watch every second of the day. The only time you don't wear your watch is like if it needs to charge for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
So
kind of a problem.
You love data.
I love data. What can I say? But honestly, like that was one of my favorite things to see. I was talking to you about this, and it was fun being a spectator for one of the first times. Like
Hyrox is cool that you can like watch the whole thing.
That's what. Yeah, you and I were talking about that too. Is like with running, you only see that person, your person that you're there for, maybe once, and it's usually at the end.
Yeah, and if it's twice, it's for like 4 seconds as they run by.
It's like okay, hey,
keep going.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean that was so fun just watching you through the whole thing, seeing your attitude, seeing how like you push yourself even when it was hard, even when you're 26 weeks pregnant. And like I know this sounds cheesy, but like I honestly want to be like that. I want to be like you in that sense. It was just fun to watch. Like it also proved to me that like even if things are hard, if your body's not where you want it to be, you can still go out and do hard things. Like you said, it might not be for time. It might not be for like a serious competition. But like you're out proving to yourself that you're still in the game. And that's what's important. Like that is why we do hard things. It's to build confidence. It's to show us that we're capable of more. Tell us that we have more potential than we thought.
I agree. And I didn't think I was going to like having you guys watch my every move.
Yeah.
I was like,
you were worried about that. You
especially burpees. I'm like, go to the bathroom, go get some water when I'm doing burpees, and do that like 5 times because it's gonna take me forever. But it was funny because it was a lot more enjoyable than I thought, being able to like see you guys along the way. And then my brother's Hyrox was the next day, and he like kept thanking us over and over, like, thanks for cheering me on. Like that was so fun, you guys were there. Like he loved that we could see every aspect, and I never really thought about that. Like that is like. I'm like, I get easily embarrassed if I feel like I'm not performing well. That's why I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
But I think he was more spot on that. Like, how cool is it that you have people that would cheer you on? And so, like, that, it's kind of funny because Hyrox community is kind of similar, kind of different than the running community where, like, when I was doing the laps, like, people were passing me. They're like, good job. Like, keep it up.
Yeah.
Or like, I was rowing, and rowing hurts my stomach the most, believe it or not. Like, the running hurts my pelvic. Rowing, I think I'm just like squashing, baby. And like when I stand up straight after getting off rows, it literally feels like, I don't even know how to describe what it feels like. It just like hurts, like cramps and stuff. And
like in your stomach?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like my lower core feels really crappy. Anyways, there's this person next to me. She's like, keep your back straight, and like giving me tips as I'm like doing rows. I'm like, dude, this is not the time for tips, but thank you.
I'll take them though.
But it was like, I know it was like coming from a good place. Like she's like, come on, ladies, you know, like all excited or whatever. And so it's like cool that like there's still community, even though it's like kind of an individual race.
Yeah.
But also like just the fact that we're able to, like I said, for spectators to be there for every aspect is different, but I needed a better attitude about it because I didn't want you guys to watch. But coming out of that, I was like, you know what? That was really, really neat. And like, I think it's way more important to have people in your corner than I give it credit. So thank you for joining.
Of course. And I'll do it again as many times as I need to.
Yeah, I want to do another one. I actually really liked it.
I want to do another one.
I want us to do a freaking relay. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I feel like we'd be fast. But
we should do doubles, you and I again. Redeem ourselves.
Yeah, I think we should. I know. I've been thinking about that too. Literally, like the day after, like that night, I was like going to bed and I was thinking about like my postpartum Hyrox. I'm like, I was like, I want to like actually get in shape and actually be a runner going into this. because running, the whole thing is running, like endurance. It's an endurance sport, even though it takes strength.
Oh, for sure it is.
But I was like, and my endurance has been my worst right now. That has been in the last 3 years. So I want to like have a big comeback, and I was already thinking about it. It was like a really fun environment, really neat. I like lifting and stuff. I was like, it's a nice combination.
Yeah. And you crushed it.
So,
that's your environment.
I think so. I'll still run. I'll still try to do that stuff, but I think
you like mixing it up. You like variety.
I do like variety, and that's why I don't know if ultras are really my future. I did 50K, which was great. I could see me doing a 50 miler one day.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the thing.
Training is just so long. It's like, okay, I got to go run 4 hours as a practice.
Yeah, it's a long time. But like, I think the important thing is like, I talk a lot about running, and I talk about how it's
perfect metaphor for life.
It's a perfect metaphor for life. But I always talk about like how it's changed me, and the key point there is it's changed me. Like, your way of you changing could be you doing a Hyrox. It could be you getting into powerlifting or biking. Or triathlons. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're finding something that you enjoy, that you can do for a long time. Because that's the purpose. Like, I think a lot of people who try running, and they set the goal to, hey, I'm going to run a marathon, and then it's like one and done. I think it's because they didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. And
it hurts, and it's a lot of times difficult to push through, and that is important. But also, you should enjoy it. So if running isn't your thing, like, that's completely fine. Right. Find whatever your thing is and go all in on that.
Yeah. I always want to keep running. I think it's so important. And my brother and I were talking about this. We're on the bus going from our place to New York, and we're like under the tunnel or whatever. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, running, say we got like traffic jam, we're stuck under there, and the tunnel's collapsing. We got water coming in.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd be dipping out here so fast and sprinting out of this tunnel.
Yeah.
And I was like, the first people that are going to die are the people who never run. Like, in any, not that you're ever really in a situation where you think that you're going to just need to like run.
Or a Lincoln Tunnel's going to collapse.
Right. But my brother and I were talking about that. We're like, I feel bad because all these people who don't make time for exercise, like who are overweight, not caring about running or lifting or anything, like they would have no chance in an emergency situation.
It's sad.
And I always want to be in shape enough that I can handle emergencies, whether that be lifting or running.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing with like finances. I always want just to be able to have a skill to make enough if something ever happened to you.
Yeah.
But I think it's just good to always, and that sounds dumb to like exercise to be prepared. Like, you shouldn't be like anxious that you're going to get stuck in a tunnel and like it's flooding with water.
It brings up a good point though.
But you never know what situation you're in that you want to be capable of like keeping care of yourself and your family.
Or it's like, hey, listen, we have Winston on the way. He's already an active baby. When he's 3 years old running around, I want to be able to keep up with that kid.
Yeah.
Endure.
True. Yeah, just like all the longevity things. That's why you always say farmer carries are like the things for longevity.
Yeah.
And it's cool that Hyrox has farmer carries. Farmer carries felt the best for me. I'm like, I can do this all day long.
I love farmer carries.
I know, so great. But so things like that's why I like Hyrox, that it's a mix, is because I want to be able to run enough. And I would still do races. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I do another ultra. But I like the strength aspect because I've always lifted to help with my running or just to be healthier, but having it as a competition finally, I think I just need something on the docket. So I think that's why I enjoyed it a lot too.
That's good.
Where I'm like, okay, now I actually am motivated because I have to be able to push this weight. It's not like I want to, but like I have to be able to move this thing in order to finish. So that was helpful.
It's so fun to watch, and I don't know, like that whole time, you proved so many people wrong, just like that you can't do hard things in a hard season.
Your dad yesterday, I didn't think you were gonna do it. I'm like, Todd,
that's the meanest thing you can say to anyone. You hate me, huh?
I'm just kidding.
No,
but he talked about the same thing, how it's like it's very normal to not like quit necessarily, but like if some things are just not the time. And I think that is important to differentiate the difference of if someone's pregnancy is high risk or if they get sick easily,
Oh, for sure.
then it's not the time. And if you were signed up for a Hyrox, there's no problem in quitting. There's no problem saying like, I'm going to get back to this 6 months postpartum or whatever your situation is. I don't want to make there any shame around choosing something that I didn't choose because everybody's body responds differently. So
I've done that with ultras before.
Yeah. And so it's like sometimes you need to adapt. Like you were super sick before your first one.
Yeah.
And then we ended up just doing a different one instead.
Yeah.
So being able to recognize like, okay, can I push through it? Is this something that, like in my situation, I was uncomfortable, but baby was safe. I was fine.
Right.
Doctor approved. Life's fine.
You were good to go.
I'm good to go. But that's not going to be the same from baby to baby, from person to person. And so I don't want it to be like, okay, I can do it. Come on, you guys can push through a hard season.
Yeah, no, and everyone's heart is going to be different.
Right.
Like you were talking about how there's pregnant women who run marathons 36 weeks pregnant. And like, you know, everyone has a different heart.
Right.
You know? And that's the thing is you shouldn't compare yourself to those other people. But I think the point of your story for me, at least today, is like it's just so inspiring to know that there's people out there who are uncomfortable in day to day and who aren't where they used to be fitness wise, but are still finding ways to push and challenge themselves. That is what is important about your story.
Yeah, that's what you were just saying. I mean, everyone's heart's different between person to person, but also like you're saying, like just day to day.
Yeah.
Like some days I'm like, oh, I feel great. I can run 8 miles. And the next day I'm like, I can hardly walk. Like I don't even want to go on a walk outside. I can't even wake up. I'm staying in bed all day. And so, yeah, it's definitely different day to day. And I know Todd, like that's what Todd was getting at is like, this is like a difficult time. Like no one is ever going to put shame on someone to push off goals.
Yeah. Right.
Especially during a difficult season. And I agree with him. I'm just glad that my body held up. Winston loved it. Obviously, that's what we're naming our child.
Yeah, he had a great time.
Yeah, he had a great time. He's been jumping around since then, so I think he liked it. He wants to keep going.
He's amped up.
So, but yeah, I'm thinking the only other thing we have on the docket before pregnancy is a 5K.
That's right. While I do a half marathon, you're doing a 5K. Why are you doing a 5K?
Well, it's 3 miles, and that's 3 weeks before I give birth.
Yeah, baby, that's right.
I was actually thinking about doing a 10K too, 6 weeks out. But we'll see, because I know that
You and I can just do that one.
Just like outside?
Yeah.
Well, that's near the 4th of July, and there's 4th of July runs. I was looking at them. We'll see. It's just, running has been, like, the thing that hurts the most. And I was talking to my doctor. I was like, can I tear ligaments up in there? Because, like, it feels like it.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't know you could actually. I was like, I wasn't worried about it. As long as if I'm in pain, I don't really care. Yeah. If I'm injured, I care because I'm supposed to be popping a baby out of there. Right. Like, how am I supposed? Like, if I tear things, that could be bad.
Bad story coming.
Oh, that would suck so bad. So I'm very grateful that I'm more recovered than I was after a 5-mile run.
You've been walking great.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
So I'm very grateful for how it went. But yeah, so maybe a 10K. But yeah, my mom and I are doing a 5K. And while Blake and Brett do a half marathon in Nebo in August. So that's really right before we go.
Seriously, right before.
We give birth.
August 29th.
Yeah, 28th something.
28th. One of those days. But it's freaking awesome.
And me too. I was like, if I need to walk, I need to walk. Goals change.
Goals change, that's right.
But we'll be back
You'll be back at it. Stronger than ever.
That's right.
Because you have done this.
I hope. It's a weird feeling. And I know postpartum's different for everyone too, and I'm like thinking I'm gonna be back, like, oh, like nothing hurts anymore, and I can run a million years or whatever. But I'm sure it's just as difficult, if not has its own difficulties, different from pregnancy. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
I'm interested.
I've been very grateful.
And it's a fun ride to go with on you.
What?
Wow.
What did you say?
I was trying to say it's like a fun ride to take with you.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm obviously losing it. So
that's funny.
We can wrap up, but I love you, and I'm so grateful for you, and so cool to see.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to tell the listeners?
I love you too. First of all.
Thank you. Yeah. We want to make sure that they know that.
Yeah, we like each other. No, it's fun to talk about just because it was a goal of mine that I even know I had, and
yeah.
And I just feel very grateful that my body can keep up, and I know it's adapting. So I'm grateful.
Cool. It's cool to see.
But everyone can do hard in hard season. So I'm grateful that I was able to do a little something.
That's right.
A little something with baby. And it's just neat to be like, oh, we did it together.
Yeah.
And we just joked that like we did it. I was like a team doubles, you know.
Yeah,
so it's
doing
fun.
doubles.
It's fun to just kind of like pretend that he's conscious.
Yeah.
Aware of what I'm doing.
He's thinking, yeah, that's so funny. The other day, I think it was last night, we were talking about Winston and like I was explaining things to him. I was talking to him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
it's so funny.
You know, you're the size of like my foot. You're 13 inches. And I was like, you don't know what a foot or 13 inches is, or even what length is, like what measurement is. So, I'm gonna have to explain each of those to you.
Eggplant. It's a purple fruit or whatever. You're like, you don't know what purple is. I'm like, he doesn't know what an eggplant is. So dumb.
I love it.
But yeah, it's just fun to chat with him. But anyways, that's just kind of a neat little experience for me. So I don't know. I just feel very grateful, and I'm just excited for baby to come.
I know.
On to the next hard season.
That's right. It's gonna be a good one though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So. Well, thanks for coming on,
of
sharing
course.
your story. I think it's pretty inspiring. I think a lot of people will like to hear it. So until next episode, everybody.
Keep getting after it.
Keep getting after it.